There is a popular multimedia franchise that took real-life horse racing history and turned them into anime horse girls. They go to school, compete in exciting races, and perform idol concerts to thank everyone who supports their dreams. And it's one of the greatest franchises I've ever seen. That sounds crazy, and believe me, I've been there. But how did this series come so far? What makes it so great, and where does a newcomer even begin? We'll get there, but first, what is Uma Musume? The premise of the series is simple. Uma Musume inherit the names of real-life Japanese horse racing legends and live out their racing careers faithful to how they performed in real life. Sometimes their lives were glorious, and sometimes they were tragic, but nonetheless, they'll try their best to achieve their dreams and become the best Uma Musume they can be. The way to become a great Uma Musume is to win the most competitive races Japan has to offer. In horse racing, events are categorized by their level of prestige, historical significance, and quality of competition. These levels range from the lower maiden races to the highest level, a G1 race. It's almost every Uma Musume's dream to win a G1 and make their mark on history. And outside of a few instances in season 1 of the anime, all of the races are accurate to what happened in real life. The dominant victories, the shocking upsets, and the incredible runs celebrated throughout history. There's no power, friendship, or anime magic that determines these results, which makes these races feel all the more intense and gripping to watch. When this horse was on a losing streak, how did they work through it? When that horse got injured, how did that impact their mindset? The writers will even look into the owners and jockeys of these horses to enhance the stories they're trying to tell. If you've competed in or struggled for anything, the way these characters fight to achieve their goals will resonate with you. And even if you haven't, when you see someone try their hardest, you'll want to see their efforts bear fruit. Those ambitions and struggles are what make these characters feel human. It's what makes these Musume. I should have worded that better. However, these characters go far beyond just racing. Everything from their personalities to their designs, and even their character arcs and relationships are molded by the history of their real-life counterparts. It all goes a long way in making these characters and their stories endearing and easy to get invested in. From Tokai Teo's struggle to overcome her obstacles and achieve the greatness she feels was cruelly taken away from her, to Jungle Pocket's grit and determination to prove she can stand among the greats of the racing world, to Haru Urara's unbeatable never-give-up attitude. Maybe unbeatable's the wrong word. While racing is a core component of the series, it's the drama and emotions that the characters must face that make them truly unforgettable. But I'd be remiss not to highlight the idol aspect of the series. After the races, the best performing characters will be given the chance to perform an idol concert called a Winning Live, as a way to celebrate and thank their fans. The discography this series has built up over the years is incredible, and the production value of the Winning Lives is unbelievable. Most of the idol content is found in the mobile gacha game, but there are also live events where the voice actresses sing and perform as well. This series puts out banger after banger, and even if the idol part isn't your thing, I urge you to listen to some of the songs. As someone who has never been interested in idol anime, I'm now at the gym lifting weights while listening to Miss Victoria. At the time of this video, this series has over 100 unique Umamusume, and slowly but surely their stories are getting the time to shine. Whether it's Goldship's chaotic yet hilarious tendencies, the timid rice shower who must overcome the crowd praying for her downfall, or TM Opera O's charisma and sheer dominance, there's a lot of variety to be found within this massive cast. There are so many unique designs, personalities, and relationship dynamics that there's bound to be at least one character that resonates with you, and if not now, plenty of new characters get revealed each and every year. And the speculation and excitement whenever a new Umamusume gets added to the series isn't that far off from the hype of a Smash reveal. Through the games, the animes, or the mangas, the creators over at Cygames are trying to faithfully recapture the excitement, the heartbreak, the rivalries, and the miracles that millions have experienced throughout the history of horse racing. And goddamn, did they succeed. However, you don't need to know any of this stuff to enjoy Uma Musume. Sure, I'd love to tell you about cool facts like how Teo was written to look up to Rudolph because in real life, Teo is Rudolph's child, or how Goldship is an unpredictable beast because that's how Goldship was in real life, and just how much detail goes into making this series what it is. But while the trivia is incredible, and I'd encourage anyone to look into their favorite characters, you don't need to know the history to love this series. At its most bare-bone level, Uma Musume is an engaging sports drama with stellar animation and amazing characters that are all based on real life. Basketball fans have LeBron, soccer fans have Messi. Me? I have Oguri Cap. But with so many options to choose from, what is the best way for a newcomer to get into Uma Musume? That would have to be the anime. For the major Uma Musume animes, there are 3 main seasons, a 4-episode ONA, a movie, and most recently, the Cinderella Grey anime adaptation. For the most part, you can watch the animes in whatever order you please. The season-to-season continuity is pretty loose, as each anime focuses on a different era of horse racing and a different main cast as a result. But if I were to recommend a place for newcomers to start, there are 3 different candidates I have in mind, and none of them are Season 1. While Season 1 is filled with a lot of heart, it's pretty easy to tell that it's a bit experimental with its ideas. Some characters don't get the spotlight they deserve, some race results aren't historically accurate, and ultimately the show struggles to find its identity. Furthermore, its final episode includes heavy spoilers for Season 2, which is arguably the peak of the entire series thus far. However, I do love how it explores the captivating what-ifs of the era while trying to maintain a fun, lighthearted tone. But as a first impression of the series, I think there are better options. My first recommendation would be Umamusume Road to the Top. It's a 4-episode ONA that follows 3 protagonists. The cheerful and hardworking Narita Top Road, the talented yet guilt-ridden Admire Vega, and the charismatic scene stealer TM Opera O. This is the first anime produced by the team over at Cygames Productions, and they're responsible for some of the best animated scenes the series has to offer. While Road to the Top is the shortest of the major Uma animes, it also serves as a great way to show newcomers what the series is all about without having to commit to a 13-episode anime. The races are energetic, the animation is incredible, the character beats are emotional, and despite its short runtime, Road to the Top knocks it out of the park juggling its 3 characters as they compete against one another in 1999. It even serves as a loose prequel to the movie, so if you're interested in giving that a watch, Road to the Top is an absolute must. My second recommendation would be Cinderella Grey. The anime adaptation of the manga of the same name, it follows the story of Oguri Cap, an Uma Musume from the countryside with insane potential and an even more insane appetite. With the support of her trainer Kitahara Joe and her best friend Bell No Light, Oguri Cap is given the opportunity to race and put the monstrous strength she possesses on full display. Cinderella Grey takes a more shonen approach compared to other Uma Musume media, elevating the action, grit, and determination to new heights. But it also takes the opportunity to explore the personal relationships of Uma Musume and their trainers in an endearing way that the other animes haven't been able to match. And deeper into the fan-translated manga, it's even able to create character arcs for Uma Musume from outside of Japan, including my favorite characters in the entire franchise. Cinderella Grey goes above and beyond in delivering an electrifying narrative with the best side cast and some of the most exciting storylines ever highlighted in Uma Musume. And speaking of the manga, just look at the art! How do you take characters that look like this and turn them into some of the coolest characters ever? You'd think a series about running would struggle to adjust to the drawn styles of manga, but it's actually the opposite. Cinderella Grey takes advantage of the medium, what can only be done in manga form, to heighten the anxiety, drama, and raw energy of every race to places not many animated scenes have been able to match. Give the anime a shot, and once you're done, you can either wait for the next part to be animated or jump into the manga. If you ask me, the Cinderella Grey manga is the best Uma Musume media ever made. But there's one more recommendation I have that's right behind it in my book. Season 2 follows Tokai Teo on her journey to become an undefeated Triple Crown Uma Musume, a feat that hasn't been accomplished since the legendary Symboli Rudolph. If Season 1 is about making your dreams come true, then Season 2 is about overcoming adversity and the struggles that life throws at you. It culminates in an emotional roller coaster where you can't help but fall in love with these characters as they try their best despite the odds. Season 2 is when the Uma Musume anime found its identity, from the engaging friendship and rivalry of Teo and McQueen, to the lovable supporting cast to leave a meaningful impact on the show, to highlighting some of the greatest characters this series has ever written. If someone gave me one chance to sell them on Uma Musume, I'd pick Season 2 every day of the week. Give it a chance, you won't regret it. In my opinion, these 3 are the best places for a newcomer to start with Uma Musume, and once you've watched one of them, where you go next is entirely up to you. But these are just my recommendations. If you want to start with Season 1 or anywhere else, feel free to do so. What's most important is that you give this series a chance. But with the major animes out of the way, it's time we talk about the main moneymaker of this franchise, the mobile game. Umamusume Pretty Derby is a mobile gacha game where you train your horse girls to raise their stats and win races. You can roll for characters as well as for support cards that can improve their training. As their trainer, it's up to you to guide these characters through their careers, choosing how to best allocate their limited time between races. It's a pretty fun training simulator filled with a ton of personality. You'll build a strong bond with these characters as you try to help them achieve their dreams, and that attachment never truly fades away. There are a number of main story scenarios to experience, and each playable character comes with their own unique story as well. You can also create your own custom winning life performances with the Umamusume that you pull, and it's an absolute joy. It's fun to see which voices harmonize the best, and being able to see your favorites kill it on stage is incredible. However, for the longest time, the gacha was only available in select regions of Asia and their respective languages. As a result, if you're an English-speaking fan and wanted to experience these stories, it wasn't easy. There are many dedicated fan translators out there who do an amazing job of making these stories more accessible, as well as those working to patch parts of the game to be readable in English. But after all of these years, the Umamusume Gacha is finally available to download and play in English. If you want to learn more about how to play the gacha, I've linked a few resources in the description. Believe it or not, there are still more places to enjoy Umamusume. There are the chibi comedy animes Umayon and Umayuru. There's the Star Blossom manga focusing on the story of Sakura Laurel, and even a whole YouTube channel where the voice actors play games together. I'd recommend checking out the Umamusu Wiki to learn more, but the last thing I want to highlight is Umamusume Pretty Derby Party Dash. Similar to Mario Party, it's a collection of mini-games where you get to create teams of some of your favorite characters and compete against your friends. The pixel art is fantastic, the strategy can be surprisingly deep, there's a roguelike gold chip side game, and charming story modes. However, it's mostly just 4 minigames packed into one game, so if you're interested in playing it, wait for it to go on sale. But the fun is undeniable and infectious. There was even a tournament held for it that I went to, and yeah, it was awesome.
Haven has both balls. Let's get. Oh! But he pops the super to dodge it in the last second.
Debuffs on them.
10 seconds on the clock. Machikari Fuku Kitaru special week. Machikari Fuku Kitaru special week. Machikari Fuku Kitaru.
I think special week has more part stuff. The
Special week.
The special week.
Woo! No, we still got iframes on wake up, run away, no perfect parry. The catch. Woo! Oh! Did you see that? Did you see the double, the ricochet shot?
There's even a fun speedrun for it that I highly encourage anyone to give a try if it interests you. Please play this game. There's never been a better time to get into Umamusume. With each year, the roster expands, the production levels increase, more amazing stories get told, and it's the best. Cygames loves to feed Umamusume fans time and time again, and their reach only continues to expand. It's truly the beginning of a new era for the series. But where are the best places to stay updated with what comes next with Umamusume? While of course there are the official Twitter accounts to let you know about announcements and their live streams, there was also the recent creation of the official Umamusume English Discord. I'd also recommend the unofficial Discord filled with many hardworking fans who supported the English community for so long, as well as the Umamusu Wiki they managed that I mentioned earlier. You can find the links in the description. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I can only hope that this video was able to help newcomers learn more about this amazing series and where to start. Please let me know your thoughts and tell me about your favorite characters in the comments. I'd love to hear it. With that being said, thank you all so much once more and take care.